Okay, so let us start with the next thing that is called as the big M method. I'll explain it using an example now. Okay, this is also called as method of penalties. Method of penalties. Okay, so let us assume we are given this problem now. Example. Maximize maximize z is equal to 5x1 plus 3x2 okay. Subject to 2x1 plus x2 is less than equal to 1 and x1 of x60 and x1 is greater equal to 0, x2 is greater equal to 0. Okay. So now let's see what happens when you try to solve this problem. Something is different here, that is in this step. You will notice I am using a greater than equal to sign over here. Right? This will create problem for us now. So let us see what happens. Okay. So let us write the standard form of this LPP first. So this will look up maximize z is equal to 5x1 subject to x2. Okay. This will become s1. I add a surplus variable and I make it equal to 1. Then I have x1 plus 4x2. Now here this equation is greater than, right? So I'll have to use a slack variable. Sorry, surplus variable. So I'll have to subtract s2 over here. Okay. So instead of plus sign, I'm getting a minus sign here now. Okay, and greater than. Okay, so what has happened now in this problem? Are we getting that identity matrix over here? No, right? See, what we used to do in the previous problems, even though the steps were not shown, no? What we were doing was actually, we used to have S1, S2, S3, whatever was there, right? And we had X1, X2, X3. Alright, so what we used to do? We used to start with the basic solution, consider the basic solution by putting x1 equal to x2. In those problems there was x3, then we used to put x3 also as 0. Okay, then we get, alright, what was the basic solution? In case you remember, we used to put the extra variables which are there as 0. Now in this case we have two equations and 4 variables, right? So 2 variables are extra, so we used to put those extra variables as 0. Correct, no? Okay, so we put the extra variables as 0 and we used to get we used to get over there S1 is equal to 1 and S2 is equal to, in this problem we are getting minus 60. So is this solution feasible? Is this a feasible solution? No, right? We have a negative value here. Feasible solutions, we have a condition that all our variables, by the way, should have been, alright, this one. S1, S2 also have to be greater than 0. Alright, this also. We require all these things to be greater equal to 0. Right? So this one is not greater than 0, so this is not a, it's not a feasible solution, so it's not a basic feasible solution. Okay, not a feasible solution. Because it's negative, so it's not a basic feasible solution. Okay, so what we have to do here now, since we are in trouble over here, what we have to do is, we'll have to add something called as a artificial variables for this problem. Thus, we don't have a starting basic feasible solution. Okay, to start the problem we don't have a basic feasible solution, which is required, right? We used to require that identity matrix inside over there. Here we don't have the identity matrix. What we have is 1 0 0 1, 0 minus 1 over there, right? See, here you have 1 0. Just notice this. Here you have 1 0 0 minus 1. Okay. What happened to this? When it went this now? The screen is coming back. Okay. Yeah, so can you see that we don't have the identity matrix over there? We have 1 0 0 minus 1. Right? So this is the problem we are facing here right now. We don't have the identity matrix over there, and hence we don't have that starting basic feasible solution. Okay. So let us do something else now. Yeah. Hence we will use the artificial variables. Hence, we make use of artificial variables a1. In this problem only one variable is required extra because there is only one row less. Okay, if there are two rows less, we use two a1 and a2. Okay, with high negative cost. Negative cost. Okay, that is called as the penalty. Okay, which is used by capital N. Okay, where M is very large. Okay, M is a very large number. Okay, so now we'll get an initial iteration like this. This is going to be CBI, XBI, okay, X1, wait, first I'll write down that new this thing anyways. Okay, so the new problem will become, so maximize Z is equal to, what is the question also I forgot. Yeah, maximize Z is equal to 5x1 plus 3x2, okay, plus 0s1 plus 0s2 minus m, the new variable which I am adding is a1, okay, subject to f2x1 plus x2 is less plus s1, okay. Next we have x1 plus 4x2 minus s1 plus a1, this is equal to 1 and this is equal to 40. Oh, sorry, this is 60, right? Okay, so I added one more variable over here which still maintains that equality as such compared to that. Okay, where this is S2, sorry, where x1, x2, s1, s2 and a1 are greater equal to 0. Okay. Clear? Now we'll make the table over here to start with this problem. Okay, so initial table. Here you have CBI, XBI, X1, X2, X3, X1, X2, X3. No, there is no X3, sorry. Then S1, S2 and A1, and then your solution, and then your ratios. Okay. Okay, so let me write down the entries here. This is 5, 3, 0, 0, minus n. Okay, so who are starting solutions? S1 and A1. Okay, these are the columns of the identity matrix. So here you had actually 1 and here you had 0, 1. Okay, so this gives the identity matrix, so the coefficients I'm writing in that order. Right? So this is 0, cost associated with this, and cost associated with this one is minus n. Okay. Next, write down this 2, 1, 1, 4, 1, 0, 0, minus 1, 0, 1. Solution here is 1, that is 60. Right, now we'll calculate the Zj minus Cj. So multiply here, so you'll get minus m, this into this will give you minus m, minus 5. This into this will give you minus 4m, minus 3. This will be 0, this will become plus m, and this will become minus n. Okay. Okay, so this is done. So now who is the most negative entry over here? See, this is minus m, minus 5. Okay, this is minus 4m. So m was a very large number, positive number, right? So this number is more negative than this. What about this? This is the least negative. This is minus m, this is minus m, minus 5. So this is more negative, and this is minus 4m, minus 3. So minus 4m will be a very negative number. Okay, so the incoming row is this. Now what about the ratios? Take the ratios here, 1 upon 1, and this is 60 by 4. 60 by 4, so this will give me 1 and this will give me 15. So outgoing becomes this person. Pivotal becomes this fellow. Okay, so let us continue. Yeah, if you want, you can calculate the z value also here. How will calculate z value? Just multiply this CBI column with the solution column. This gives you z as minus 60m. Yeah, so now let us write down this columns here. This is x2, and cost associated with x2 is how much? 3. So I'll write down here 5300 minus m solution ratios. So 2 divided by 1 is 2, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay. Now next we'll have to calculate the remaining. This I have to write down 0, 1. Here the cost is minus m. Here the variable is a1. Yeah. So this remaining entries have to calculate. So 1 into 1 minus 4 into 2 divided by 1. So minus 1 minus 8. It will be minus 7. Next you have 1 into 0 minus 4 into 1. So minus 4m. Sorry, just minus 4, not 4m. Next, this into minus 1. 1 into minus 1 is minus 1. This thing, so again this is minus 1 only. Okay, so let us do the calculations of net evaluation. Zj minus Cj. Okay, so this will become 3 into 2 is 6, and this is going to be 7m. So 7m plus 6 minus 5, so 7m plus 1. Okay, this will become 3 into 1 minus 3, 0. This will become 4m this will become plus 4m plus 1, and this is actually m into this time, m into 1, that will give me 0. Sorry, m into 1, this will give me plus m, the other term will give me 0, and this will become 0. Where the cost is so this is going to become I had not calculated this now. 1 into 60 1 into 60 minus 4 into 1, so 56 divided by 1. So minus 56m, so z is equal to 3 minus 56m. Okay, so this is what we get here finally. So here what happens is, okay, so what we have here is all zj minus cj is greater equal to 0, but so you get a feeling that the optimum stage has been attained, right? But the problem here is there's still that artificial variable which you had gotten, and the problem is still there, right? But the artificial variable variable what is this name, a1 is still present in the basis, right? Artificial variable is still present in the basis, hence the given LPP has no feasible solution. In other words, no solution. Okay, so you cannot find x1 and x2 such that these conditions will be satisfied. Actually the question was very weird enough, you all could have realized it from there only. What is the question over there? Just see. Where is the question? Yeah, look at the question here. Here in this question you are being asked that 2x1 plus x2 should be less equal to 1. But they are also telling you that x1 plus 4x2 should be greater than 60. Can that happen actually? No, right? You technically cannot find x1 and x2 such that this will be true. See, if your x1 and 2x1 plus x2 is less than 1, so what can be the possible choices for x1, x2? x1 and x2 both have to be less than 1, right? Understood, no? Then only the sum will be equal to 1, right? So for example, you can take x1 as 1 by 3 and x2 as 1 by 3, right? So that will give you 2 by 3 plus 1 by 3, that will be equal to 1, right? So in other words, x1 and x2 both values have to be less than 1, they cannot be negative. So they have to lie between 0 and 1, right? So now you take a number between 0 and 1 and then you try to do this. Will it become greater than 60? Can it become greater than 60? No, right? That is very difficult for you to take numbers which are less than 1 and make them greater than 60. Right? Whatever you do, they'll never become more than 6 actually. This quantity will never become more than 6, forget 60. Right? So hence, it's not feasible to find a solution to this problem. Right? By looking at the question, this could have been guessed, but I have actually proved it that there is no feasible solution to this problem. Okay? Okay, there is time, so let me try to do one more problem. So the thing is, the rule is that if you have any artificial variable still in the table, that means there is no feasible solution. Okay, let me try one more, then we'll stop for the day. Okay, so consider example. Using bigger method. Yeah. So maximize z is equal to 6x1 for x2 subject to 2x1 plus 3x2 3x1 3x1 plus 2x2 less than 24. And here you have x1 plus x2 okay. So this sounds pretty much legit now that you want x1 and x2 to be greater than 3. Okay, and x1 x2 are both greater or equal to 0. Okay, so solution standard form that maximize two x1 plus 3x2 plus s1 is equal to 30, 3x1 plus 2x2 plus s2 is equal to 24, and next to that x1 plus x2 minus s3 is equal to 3. Okay, so this is the standard form, but we don't have a starting basic feasible solution. Okay, yeah. Subject to x1, x2, s1, s2. Okay, we don't have starting so we use artificial variables. What exactly is the problem I told you? See, here we have 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 minus 1. So this does not form that column of the identity matrix, right? So we have to add one more column over here. Okay, so maximize 0 plus 0 is 3, and here will go for minus a1. Subject to 2x1 plus 3x2 plus s1 is equal to 30. Okay, and then you have 3x1 plus 2x2 x1 plus x2 plus s2 minus s3 and plus a1. x2 x3, no, this is my x3, s1 s2 s3 and a1. All these quantities are greater or equal to 0. Okay, so now let us write the first table. CBI, XBI, X1, X2, X3, X4. This is S1, S2, S3, A1. Solution and the ratios. Okay, so here we have 0, 0 and minus m for the last one. XB over here is going to be S1, S2 and A1. Okay, so these are the people who give you the identity columns of the identity matrix. So 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, minus 1, 0, 0, 1. The solution will be 30, 24, 3. Okay. So now let us do the calculation. 640. 640, 0, minus m. Okay, so let us do these calculations now. So this will become 6 minus, oh sorry, it's not 6 minus, it's minus m minus 6. Okay, this will become minus m minus 4, this will be 0, this will be 0, this will become plus m, and this is going to become 0, minus m plus m, it will become 0, and z value over here will become minus 3m. Okay, so who is the most negative? This fellow, right, because it's minus m minus 6. Clear? This is minus and minus 4, so this will be more than this. Okay. Yeah, so now take the ratios here. This is going to be 30 by 2, 24 by 3, this is going to be 3 by 1. Okay. Which one? What is it? 3x1 plus 2x2 here. What I wrote down? 24 no? I wrote 27 no? 24 or late is not everywhere. Just check. Okay. Yeah, so the ratios we have calculated here. So this is equal to 3, this is equal to 8 and this is equal to 15. So the lowest amongst this is this fellow, so this one is the outgoing variable. And this becomes the pivotal element. So the artificial variable is going out of the table. So when I'm drawing the next stage, I will not put the artificial variable back there. Okay. Okay, so just write over here, since artificial variable is outgoing error, since the artificial is huge negative cost once it leaves the table, okay, so it will not enter again. So I will not draw that column in the subsequent tables. So the subsequent tables. Okay. Done. So I have to draw the new table again. Okay. You have finished writing this? Okay. So let me try to do this anyhow here. The incoming variable is x1, s1, s2. So I'm going to get 0, 0, 1 here. Then this is going to be 1, 0, 0. Yeah, so what is the cost associated with this one? 6, right? Six. You have to find out Zj minus Cj. Okay, so here we have 6, 4, this column won't be required, that's what I had said. One column is cutting out, no? That extra column I drew by mistake. Okay. So yeah, so let us calculate this values now. 3 into 1 minus 1 into 2. So this will become 1 only. 1 into 2 minus 3 into 1. That will leave you with minus 1. Minus 1. Okay, next this column here. 1 into 0 minus 1 into 2 plus 2. 1 into 0 minus of minus 1 into 3, that will leave you with plus 3 here. Okay. Next is this entries here. 1 into 30 minus 3 into 1 into 30 minus 3 into 2, so that will become 24 here. And 1 into 24 minus 9. So 24 minus 9 is 7, 15, right? So 15 divided by 1 is going to become 15 again. Okay, so this is what we get. So 6 into 1 minus 6 is 0. So 6 minus 4, that will give you 2. 0, 0 minus 6. So this is the outgoing, this thing now. Sorry, this is the incoming, not outgoing. So anyways, ratios you calculate here. So 24 by 2, that gives you 12. Here you get 15 by 3, that gives you 5. So this is the outgoing. And this becomes my pivotal element. Okay, so let's do the table again. Okay, here I have S1, S3, here you have X1. Both these people have cos 0, this is cos 6, 0, 0, 1, zero, and now S3 is going to be the okay. So this is going to be 6 4 0 0 0. Again I drew one extra column. Okay, now mind. So this will become minus 1 by 3 and this will become 1 by 2. Okay, now let us calculate the others. So this is 3 into 1 minus of will become plus, and this will become 3 plus 2 divided by 3. So 5 by 3. 3 into 1 3 into 1 minus of minus 1. So that will become minus 1 only. So 3 into minus 1, so 2 by 3. Okay, next will be this entry here. So 3 into 0 minus this thing. So minus 2 by 3. 3 into 0, this will become plus 1 by 3. Okay, now with regard to this will become 5. This is 3 into 24, that is going to become equal to 72. So 72 minus 30, so 42. 42 divided by 3, that will give you 14. Okay, I'll again explain the calculation. This is 3 into 24, that is 72, minus 15 into 2, that is 30. So what remains is 42. So 42 divided by 3 will leave you with 14. Okay, next 3 into 3, that is 9, plus 15. 9 plus 15 is 24, divided by 3, that will leave you with 8. Okay. So this will be 0, this will be 0. Okay. Six by 3, that will give you 2, and this is 2 by 3, that will give you 2 by 3 times 6, that will give you 4, and then you have to subtract this 4 from that. So this what remains here is 0. Okay. Notice here that okay, and this is z is equal to 24. 8 6 how much? 48. Hence it's been attained. Optimum stage has been attained, and x1 is equal to 8, x2 is 0. Okay, x1 is equal to 8 and x2 is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the solution, and next value of z is equal to 48. Okay, Now notice something over here. Finish writing. No, finish writing. Notice something here. See, who are the basic feasible columns? This is x1 column and it has value 0. Okay, no problem. This is the column S1 and this has the value 0. No problem. This is the value S3 and it has the value net evaluation as 0. No problem. Okay, this is not a this thing. The basis and it has net evaluation 0. Okay. Now there's something troublesome here that this fellow is 0, right? But the corresponding x2, this corresponding x2, whatever I written here. This corresponds to x2, right? x2 has the this thing, net evaluation 0, but it's not in the basis. So what do we do here now? We can find an alternate solution. Okay. Since the net evaluation corresponding to non-basic variable x2 is 0, exists an alternate basic feasible solution. Okay, how do we get it? We take this fellow out, we'll calculate the ratios and take this fellow out. So take the ratios, 14 divided by 5 by 3. So this is going to become 42 by 5. Okay, this is not to be defined because the number is negative over there. So this becomes 24 by 5. Okay, so this is going to become 12. So this is 8.4. 8.4 this is 24 by 12. Right, so who has the least ratio is this one. So this one becomes the pivotal element. Okay, so let me draw the table. Here the variable is x2, here the variable is x1, here that is s3. Here this one's cost is 4, this one's cost is 0, this is cost is 6. So 6, 4, 0, 0, 0. Solution, and this is the ratios. We won't be requiring ratios further now. Okay, anyways, x2 is the first column, so 1 0 0. S3 is the and x1 is the distance 0 0 1. Okay, so we have to calculate these numbers now. 9 will increase. So this will become minus 3 plus 3 by 5, and this number only I have to calculate. So this will become minus 2 by 5. 3 by 5 and minus 2 by 5. So here we'll get 1 by 3 minus, not this entry, could have calculated this entry. Yeah, I have to select a replacement for this one. I want to select a replacement for this fellow here. Okay, so what will I have to do? 5 by 3 into 1 by 3 minus minus will become still minus only, so 2 by 3 to 1 by 3. Okay, the whole divided by 5 by 3. So 3's are cancelled here, so this is going to become 5 by 3 divided by 5. So this will become 3 by 3 divided by 5, that is 1 by 5. So 1 by 5 is the entry here. I'll write it later there. So this is equal to 1 by 5. Okay, next I have to calculate this entry here. So this will become 5 by 3 minus 2 by 3 into minus 2 by 3. So this time it will become plus 2 cross 2 upon 5 by 3. Notice something here, this is 5 into 1 5, this is 2 into 2 4. So 5 plus 4 is 9 divided by 3 into 3, that is also 9, so it's 1. So it's going to become 3 by 5. Okay, after taking that thing on top. So 1 by 5 and 3 by 5. One by 5 and 3 by 5. Okay, this one column remained. I didn't look at it properly. So 0 into this minus 1 by 3 into this will become plus. So plus 1 by 5 for this entry. This will become minus 2 by 5. Okay, now for the last of this thing, column. This is going to be 42 by 5, this is 8.4, not a problem. So next I have 5 by 3 into 5 minus will become plus 1 by 3 into 14. divided by 5 by 3. So 3 cancels, you have 25 plus 14 upon 5. So this will become 39 by 5. 39 by 5, and the last one I'll calculate and go. 5 by 3 into 0. 5 by 3 into 8, sorry. 5 by 3 into 8 and 2 by 3 into 14. Divided by 5 by 3. So this will become 40 minus 28 upon 3 upon 5 by 3. 40 minus 28 is 12 by 3, that will leave you with 4, no? 4, and take this, that's 4 by 5. 3 will cancel. No, 12 by 5, no? Yeah, 12 by 5, I cancelled one extra 3. So 40 minus 28 gives you 12, 3 and 3 I cancelled, so it is only 12 by 5. $39 by 5. Here we have 42 by 5, it's 8.4. Here you have 39 by 5, and here you have 12 by 5. Okay, so now let us consider the net evaluations. This is 0, this is 0, this is 0. So this is going to become 12 minus 12. So this is again 0. And this is going to become 18 by 5 minus 8 by 5. Okay, so 6 into 3, this will leave you with 18 by 5, and 6 into or 4 into minus 2, that will leave you with 8 by 5. Right, so 18 minus 8, so that will leave you with 10, 10 divided by 5, that will give you a 2 here. Okay, then finally the solution values. So 42 into 4, 42 into 4, okay, and then 12 into 6. So 42 into 4 is how much? So 168, and 12 6 are 72. So 240 by 5, that is equal to 48. Okay, which is same as above. While Zj minus Cj is greater than equal to 0. Okay, hence optimum attained, and the required solution is x1 is equal to 42 by 5, which is actually equal to 8.4, and sorry, this is x2, x2 is this, and x1 is 12 by 5. x1 is 12 by 5, that's equal to 2.4. Okay, and max value of Max value of Z is 48. Okay, so with this we are done with the problem. Okay, I found a different solution, but the value of Z remains the same. That's why we are calling it the alternate solution. Okay, this is called as a alternate solution. Clear? So with this we'll stop for today. So in the next class we'll do something called as the two-phase method. Okay, next class I don't know whether we're meeting on what day, but Thursday I can come and take a lecture. So I'll let you all know by Wednesday if I'm taking on Thursday. Okay, so we'll stop here. Bye bye.